We're recording. Do I have a joke for Alex tonight? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't write it down though, so I'll mess it up. Hello and welcome to Deep Cuts the Game, the movie trivia podcast where I give my three contestants three different movies and they try to come up with the most random, obscure, or minor actors from those films. The deeper the cut, the more points they get. I'm your host, Jeff Penn, and with me as always, because he's got nowhere else to be, Alex Young. Welcome to the show, Alex.
I mean, it's not even a joke, it's just a simple fact.
Dude, they're not all jokes, they're not all insults. Sometimes they're slight compliments.
Rarely are they slight compliments, but you're right.
I mean, you did like when I said you could have been the third member of Tegan and Sarah. You were delighted by that. Yeah.
And I regretted not immediately singing a song, like instantly with no preparation. And yeah, I obviously have nowhere to be. You said what day works best this week. It's today.
You gave me one option.
Obviously, no plans.
It was Monday. Monday was your only option.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not much, Jeff. It was Halloween. It was Halloween not long ago.
I mean, it was Halloween weekend. Halloween for us hasn't happened yet.
Okay, so first of all, you know this is going to air in November. So you could have just simply played along and it would have been fine.
Okay, fine.
You
Through
think
the
this
magic
is our first
of editing,
episode, not our 25th episode. God.
25. That's a lot of
Was
episodes.
it silver anniversary? What is
it's a
that?
milestone. Like someone, a listener, one of our true followers, texted me. He's like, "Hey, next week, 25. It's a milestone." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess so."
Like, thanks for listening, one guy.
Kevin Watson.
I knew it was going to be Kevin. I was going to guess. But I wanted to say, Jeff, I sent you a picture, but there were a few good movie costumes at this party.
Oh, that's right.
It was like a screen accurate Edward Scissorhands, which was impressive. But as he was walking around, I'm like, I don't know how this guy's having any drinks.
Mm-hmm. Did he have the whole fingers? And...
Yeah, like he had the gloves, and they were like plastic and cardboard, but he'd painted them, and they looked great. But I honestly don't know how you would grip anything without a disaster. And there was a Mojo Dojo Casa House Ken, which the man did have abs, which helped sell the costume, but he had like the coat, the hair, did a great job. But the best one, this is the one I sent you, was Zardoz.
Yes.
A dude came in that iconic Sean Connery mankini.
Which, honestly, until you said it was Zardoz right now, I thought it was a costume for, I can't remember his name right now, Machete. I thought it was...
like Danny Trejo?
I thought it was a Danny Trejo... Because the mustache was very black and heavy. And I was like, oh, is this a Danny Trejo character that I've just forgotten about? Either way, it worked.
Remember we watched that incredible movie?
I do remember we watched it. I don't remember much about it. Other than they died in like a time lapse thing at the end.
And there's like a huge head that like spits out guns.
Yep.
Yeah. And I want to say, is it Charlotte Gainsborough? Rampling.
No, Rampling. Yeah.
Charlotte Rampling.
Yeah. Those were my takeaways from that film.
Yeah. And also this dude's costume, which so many people kept stopping him and taking pictures because like it was solid as hell. He didn't win the costume contest though, but it was still great.
I mean, and what were you dressed up as, Alex?
I was Sigourney Weaver and Alien. I went
but you didn't shave, which really made the costume kind of creepy. Like
I
the way you were like
shave.
Yeah.
This is the second year in a row where I've done a costume where I'm like going as a female character, and I think it's a better one. I'm not going to commit to shaving my beard because nobody wants to see what's under this. There's no jawline at all. It's not a flattering look. So in the Harley Quinn one, I just like loosely covered it with makeup, but like not even like Cesar Romero level of effort. And then put in zero effort for Ellen Ripley. And ironically, bumped into another person dressed as Ripley at the party who turns out we have mutual friends. And she had texted her friends, who I was meeting also before they'd shown up, and said, some bitch has my costume, being me. And then it was fine. And we like hung out with the group, but she had put in a lot of effort and I had put in minimum effort. So I felt a little bit bad and it all worked out. But like, I would be annoyed roles reversed. If I like put in maximum effort and somebody rolls in with like a shitty bearded version of it.
Speaking of shitty bearded versions, we have two great guests with us tonight.
Perfect.
Returning for his second Deep Cuts appearance, He actually had a fairly strong showing. He was very worried coming on the show, but scored, I'm looking at it right here, 47 points in episode 11, Haha Hillary, if you want to go back and listen to that. Darren Oliver. Darren.
Hey, I'm
how are
the
you?
weird version of the other guy on the show.
Well, we're happy to have you here, Darren.
Thank you. Make sure you pick a movie that has 48 stars that I can eventually get 47 points for.
There's
no
a
way
lot
I was
of
going to do well.
There's a lot of stars in this one.
All right.
And then the what are we going to call this? The Hollywood version bearded guest, back for his, I had it here in front of me, 7th appearance.
Sounds correct.
5-1, 5 wins, 1 second place, no losses ever. I'm not predicting a loss tonight either. Craig Smeaton.
Hey, so is third place considered? I guess that's considered the loss because it's
Yeah, if you come in third,
yeah,
you're lost. Yeah. So if anyone wants to know, Alex has appeared in 24 games because this is our 24th episode. Alex has won 5 times. He's come in second 11 times, and he has lost 8 times. Like, so you've lost 33% of the time.
I mean, that sounds right as just a metaphor for my whole life.
Yeah,
just broadly,
right in the middle.
Doing okay,
right
except for 33% of the time.
Speaking of metaphors for life, not really a metaphor for life, but about life in general. I was thinking about this podcast in the last couple of weeks and how if it never becomes something other than what it is right now.
I think you mean to say when.
Fair play. If it maintains this current level, when it maintains this current level, Alex, the one good thing about it will be, I don't know, 30 years from now, like my grandchildren might be able to like listen to it on some weird, like, oh, this is your grandpa. He used to have a shitty movie podcast. Listen to it. And they'll be like, meh, what's a podcast? They won't care.
What are movies?
Yeah, what are we? Yeah.
They're like really long TikToks, only they're sideways and like 3 hours long.
And audio only for the most part. Yeah. Well,
is that what you think movies are?
No, I got confused. I was still talking about podcasts and you started talking about movies. So I was like, I'm just going to let it lay there for a second and I'll edit that out after where I don't say the wrong thing. But
Right.
Thanks for bringing it to attention, Alex.
You can just cut that part out too, man.
It's real life. It's real life. Okay. So Darren, Craig, Alex, I have a movie that I've been thinking of all day long. So hard. So can you think of what movie I'm thinking of, Darren?
No. But I can guess the movie.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna go A Shark Tale.
A Shark Tale. So the Will Smith, Renee Zellweger, Angelina Jolie. I mean, honestly, if you guys have seen that movie, it's a great deep cut movie, isn't it? Because isn't it like De Niro in it and Jack Black?
Animated ones are hard, man.
They are hard, but there's a lot of people in that movie. I think Dougie Doug is in it.
Dougie Doug.
Dougie Doug plays a shrimp, I think. So Shark Tale. No, it's not that, Darren. But you might be the closest.
I knew it. Do I get points for knowing I wasn't going to get it?
No. Craig Smeaton.
Right.
What movie am I thinking of?
Muppets from Space.
Great guess.
I had something, but then you said a shrimp and made me think of Pepe, the king prawn, who I kind of love. So,
once again, so close, but not quite. Craig, Alex, what movie am I thinking of?
Ace in the Hole, Billy Wilder movie.
Yeah.
You watched it?
Yeah, I did. Okay, so it's none of those. It is because I am trying to stick to a theme this month, so it is more of a detective noir thriller. It is the movie Romeo is Bleeding, which honestly, Alex, if you haven't seen it, is really good.
Lena Olin,
Michael
Sinister
Wincott,
and Sexy.
right? Is it Michael Wincott? I think is in that.
I think so, maybe. Yeah.
I do like Michael Wincott.
Yeah, he's doing his deep voice.
That's his only voice. It's his voice.
Really? Is this the kind of show it's going to be, Alex, where everything I say you shit on?
I think it might be.
All right.
I'd apologize in advance, but
I'm going to say Alex is the closest with Ace in the Hole because it's got the most real people in it that aren't Muppets from space or sharks.
I
think Gary Oldman was in Muppets from Space.
He might have been. And I also say Ace in the Hole and Romeo is Bleeding. There's a lot of deception, a person lying for their own benefit kind of thing. So Alex, would you like to go first, second, or third?
I will go third, Jeff.
Okay. You know what? There's a lot of deception in a Shark Tale too, Darren. There's a lot of lying. Like he lies and says he knocked out a shark and killed it. So
whatever decision you have right now,
Darren, would you like to go first or second?
I'm gonna go second.
Second.
Safe choice.
And you know what? We all know Craig loves going first anyway because
I'm open to change it up, but I would have accepted whatever fate was given.
All right. So we have 3 movies, and I'll tell you right now, there are 3, from what I can tell, 3 actors or actresses that appear in more than one of these films. One of them is super deep. The other 2, not as deep. 2 of them are detective noir thriller type films. The other just kind of connects to them. So starting from the smaller films, 2005's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And then from 2011, not a mystery movie, but there's a little stuff going on there. Source Code.
Oh my god.
What are you doing to me?
I haven't seen that since it's a good movie, but I haven't seen it since it came out.
I'm so grateful to be here for a series that challenges those two. Because I am well on the outside of this.
And then finally, the biggest of the 3 from 2007, Zodiac. And if you're like, oh, I haven't seen it, I don't know what the fuck to tell you guys. It's an incredible movie.
Good movie.
You got a good list of movies here, Jeff. I'll give you that.
A lot of people in that film, in that Zodiac.
For instance.
So, and like I said, 3 people cross over and appear in more than one film. Not a ton of points on the table there with them, but hey, this will help Darren out. Maybe he'll pick a star, and they're in more than one film.
And he gets what, 2 points?
Yeah. Star from these movies?
I think I know all 3, and not big points. I don't think
they would not.
No, they would not be.
I think I got all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Craig, you're first.
I'm going to go
best deep cut.
I have this one in the bank because I remember noticing Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Mm-hmm. I believe her name is Judy Aronson, and I want to say she's credited as like gift bag girl or something at one of the parties. Shit, and you know who she is? Because I follow her on Instagram. She is the woman, the girlfriend from like Weird Science. She's the brunette. Like, there's the 2 hot. She's also in one of the Friday the 13th movies. I'm almost positive she was in that. She's a big Robert Downey Jr. friend, so I think that's how she got in the movie. And I'm almost positive. I might be confused with another film, but I don't think I am.
Okay, so what do you think her name is again? I will start.
Judy Aronson. Judy with an I think.
Okay, let me do a
spelling is important.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I got the name wrong, but I think
Bag Girl.
Yeah,
played by Judy Aronson, who I do not have on my list because
she's kind of big. She was big in the 80s. You'll know if you go to Weird Science.
Yeah. She's in Weird Science. She's in 3 episodes of Beverly Hills 90210. She's in the final chapter of Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
American Ninja, and it looks like she made an appearance in Jesse Spano's band in Full House. She's one of the backup singers. So automatically, because she's not on any list, and god damn it, even if she was, I would have given her 20 points. Craig, she is worth 20 points.
Okay.
So Darren, you want to just call it a night, you and I, and we can
I think that's my big one.
Darren's feeling pretty confident right now, I can tell.
I have to cross out Bag Girl because I was going to try and describe her because that was one. That was the only one I had. Oh my god. The only movie that I can think of seeing is Zodiac.
Okay.
And I know the 2 main stars, so please save those for me, Alex. I'd like to hold on to that. But when I watched it a long time ago, anyway, I'm not going to get into it. I think, for some reason, I think that the Logan Roy is in it. Succession in Zodiac.
Dude, that's a great pull.
Is he?
It's not. Yeah, Brian Cox is.
Brian Cox.
I think he's like a psychiatrist or something like that.
He's got like one scene, doesn't he?
The Zodiac. While he's on TV and he talks to him, and
I only remember him because of I was. Anyway,
Brian Cox is worth 10 points.
Oh,
very nice.
Yeah, that's like he's very high up in the credits. But like you said,
for me, yeah,
I think he has like one scene where he's on TV talking. They're waiting for the Zodiac to call in. So yeah, well done, Darren. You always think you're not going to do well, and then you pull out these like weird kind of like.
He does look like his nose is about to start bleeding from digging that deep in his own brain.
I feel like I was hoping it was going to be JFK, and I was going to say John Candy and go home.
Ooh,
but then that was like, now I'm like, I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
Maybe for the election next
go,
week,
as John Candy would say in that movie, no go, Daddy-O. Was that his big? Didn't he say Daddy-O all the time?
He's so sweaty in that movie, isn't he? He's like always just sweating.
Is he sweaty in every movie?
No. Uncle Buck, he handles his shit in that movie. Man.
Is it because it's cold?
It's cold.
It is.
Though, yeah.
It's mostly cold. Yes.
Yeah. His car doesn't have any air conditioning. It just pops. The muffler pops.
Alex, you get 2 deep cuts here.
Okay, so I've got like one decent one and then one that I hope is worth something. So Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Mm-hmm.
The female lead in a flashback is played by Ariel Winter.
It is. A young Ariel Winter plays the female lead at a magic show performed by the lead. So Ariel Winter is 14 points, Alex.
Great. I'll take it. Very
good. What's your second not so deep cut?
And the female lead in that... No, I'm kidding. I'm going to go Source Code. And for inexplicable reasons, Russell Peters is in that movie?
He is. Yeah, he's one of the passengers on the train that for a while they suspect of being the bomber, I guess. So he's worth 10 points for Russell Peters.
Awesome. More than I thought, because I remember him in it quite a lot.
He is quite a bit in it, but I just kind of figured people wouldn't. You know what I learned about him the other day? He was born in Toronto, but raised in Pickering, where I reside. So Russell Peters.
So you know him?
I don't. But that's a solid cut, Alex. Darren.
Oh, good.
We're back to you.
Happy to be back, guys. Listen, thanks for the night. I appreciate it. I will say this, though. I don't know. I have not seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I've got it on a list somewhere. I really want to see it, but it is
great.
I have great faith it will be, but I do know that this is going to be a 2-pointer. I'm going to go with Robert Downey Jr.
He is.
He's more than a 2-pointer, though.
Why?
No, he's the star of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
He's the Kiss.
No, yeah.
No, because of Cross.
He is. Yeah. So he's worth 1 point.
Right.
For Kiss Kiss, and he has 2 points for Zodiac.
Right. He was pretty big in Zodiac. So
yes, I mean he's not the star.
No.
He's the secondary star.
Right.
So 3 points for Robert Downey Jr.
I couldn't guess the points. I'm killing it.
Well done. Craig Smeaton, we're back to you with deep cuts number 2 and number 3.
I'm stuck on some names. So I think I'm just going to go with okay, at the end of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the guy who plays the female lead's father, there's a scene when she sees the character named Perry talks to her on his deathbed or something, and he's abusive or something. But I used to know his name, I don't, but he's the guy who plays Matt Damon's older guy in Saving Private Ryan. He's the guy who bookends Saving Private Ryan.
Like the old man?
Yeah, the old man.
Okay. I know what you mean. Okay, yeah.
At the end, he goes like, yeah.
His name is Harrison Young.
Harrison Young.
Shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, you know what this feels like?
Yeah.
This is like when that 6'7" high school senior does like a victory lap, and he's like, "I'm gonna go to high school one more year," and then he's just like dominating, like 5'11".
I'm just about to know his name. I used to know the guy's name. Sorry, Harrison Young.
Harrison Young, who, when you look at him, he does look like old Matt Damon.
He does, yeah. No, it's
so yeah. Guess what? I didn't have him written down because why would I, Alex? Why would I have?
Is his name spelled like my name? Are we related?
You're related by the spelling of your names being exactly the same. Yes.
But okay.
So yeah.
Can I suggest that if this is how the game is going to go, we ask for lineage, like maybe parents. He can't just say a name of some random guy. He has to tell us who his parents are, and then he gets the points.
Okay, sure.
You have the ancestry.com handicap for the rest of it.
Okay, Craig. You're running away with it. Looking at a new high score potentially here if you keep pulling cuts like this.
I've got two good ones from Kiss
Okay.
Kiss Bang Bang because what Alex said sparked a memory, but I can't remember the first name, so I don't think it's fair. I can't remember what else he was in. And then I'm having a blank on. There's a comic who's in. I don't want to give it away, but he's in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang one scene. I think he would have been with some points, but I'm hopefully it'll come to me. So I'm going to go with. I got some good ones for Zodiac. I think.
Honestly, Craig,
I know Cat's in it. I know Cat's in it because he was in 7 as well.
He's the delivery guy in 7 that brings the head in the box.
It's like Richmond or Cat or something. Yeah.
It's
Parents, please.
I think it's Richard. Or well, there are
Arquettes.
There are Arquettes. It's the Arquettes, Darren.
There you go. I'll give you. How many Arquettes do you want? I'll give you.
They better not both be like Arquettes. They should be married into each other. They shouldn't both be. So you have to choose who are the parents.
Okay,
All right. So you are right. I believe his name is Richmond. Or Richard Arquette. He is worth 18 points. He is the delivery guy in 7 that shows up with the box. At the end of the film. He is one of the potential Zodiac killers.
Yeah, he's Zodiac.
Zodiac number 1 or something like that. Wow. Darren Oliver. You're doing okay. You're doing okay.
Yeah.
But what's
the story of my life compared to Alex's 33%. Yeah, doing okay.
What's your third deep cut?
Source code. Okay, here's my question about source code.
Okay.
No, I don't even have a question. I think there's a crossover to Zodiac, but I'm not sure, and it probably
There is.
It's not going to get you a ton of points.
No. Okay. Oh, but hey, a point is a ton of points at this point for me. I'm very happy to just say Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
And then just do that and be like, hey, I saw both movies.
Jakey Gyllenhaal is in both of those movies as the star, and he gets you 2 points.
Darren, in your defense.
Yeah,
I had that written down. I cross it off for real. I'm like, hey, 2 points is better than no points.
Thank God the guy in second place is really boosting me up here. I really like it. Keep going there, Craig.
Alex, you get your third cut, and then I will give you guys a score breakdown at the halfway point.
Okay. I don't think it's gonna be worth a ton of points, but I remember him very vividly in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. But Larry Miller is in that movie.
Larry Miller. He is.
That's who I was when I said the comic. I couldn't think. He's like the audition guy. I couldn't think of him. Yeah, he's probably worth something. Right?
He's in a couple of scenes.
10 points. 10 points though.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Larry Miller.
Larry Miller.
Love Larry Miller. He's in Pretty Woman. He's the guy in Pretty Woman.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Alex, you have 34 points at the half.
All right.
Darren, you have 15. Craig, you have 58.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Speaking of, I don't know why Larry Miller made me think of it, but I was thinking about this the other day. Scott Thompson from Kids in the Hall. I think someone could make the argument that Scott Thompson has been on 3 of the best TV shows. Like if you had to take someone who was Hannibal, Larry Sanders, and the Kids in the Hall. Like he's got 3 very good TV shows where he is a regular in it. Like give me someone who's got a better track record with 3 TV shows. Just a thought. Just throwing it out there. Like, hey, Ted Danson had Cheers and A Good Place. Mm-hmm. I don't think you would put Becker anywhere near something like that, would you? So yeah, like who would be,
with Shawnee Smith?
Yes, with Shawnee Smith and Alex Desert.
Which I will say, she was at Frightmare. We were talking about this earlier. Her line was crazy, even on the Friday.
Shawnee
People
Smith.
were very excited to meet her.
Were they getting their Who's Harry Crumb DVD signed, Alex?
They were not, but there was a girl who had made her own cardboard saw trap, and she'd done a really good job, and she's wearing it around. I was super impressed.
Yeah.
She's my first extra job I ever did in high school. Was a TV movie. She was with Gerald McCraney.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she was as the one when I showed you my walking is like distracting in the back, and I'm like doing some sort of weird gait. Yeah.
Alex, you have your 4th deep cut. I don't want to say that you're out of this, but
no, you can comfortably say that, Jeff.
Okay.
Unless I'm gonna pull the other bag girl, like I got nothing. But I will say, because he's like always my go-to for Zodiac anytime we discuss this movie, Drew Carey's brother, John Carroll Lynch.
John Carroll Lynch
as probably the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah, because there's that new Netflix documentary, I think, just called
Zodiac. This is Zodiac.
This is Zodiac, and it pretty much point the finger at him.
It just ends up like, we're pretty sure it's John Carroll Lynch, and he's like, "What the fuck, you guys?"
So he's worth 6 points, Alex. 6 points.
Great.
So it's solid. If I'm watching that documentary, there's a lot of people that just didn't do anything about it, even though their brother or brother-in-law or uncle or dad or whoever he was to them didn't do anything about it. He's like, oh, he was always playing with different ciphers and codes. And he took a lot of interest in my kid's sister. And I'm like, hey, guys, maybe someone should have looked into this. But yes, John Carroll Lynch.
It was a different time, Jeff. People just reading Encyclopedia Brown and letting Dakota rings.
Darren Oliver, we're back to you for your fourth deep cut. You've gone from 10 points to 3 points to 2 points. What's next? There's no 1-pointers left either, Darren. So I don't know what you're going to do now.
I assume that what's next is victory. So just sit back. I honestly, I don't know what's left in terms of what's in here. Have we already said Robert Downey Jr.?
Yep. Yeah.
You said
you
it.
did.
Yeah,
you did it.
And then I said Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
And then okay, wait. In Zodiac.
Yep.
And I don't remember why I think this, but is Mark Ruffalo in Zodiac?
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo is the very famous cop who is essentially the model for Steve McQueen in Bullet, because he wears his gun in the holster, on his back. So that's a 3-pointer for Mark Ruffalo.
Okay.
Love that confidence, Darren.
I had zero confidence that he was in it. I just thought I feel like he was in it, and I'm thinking about the time I watched Zodiac, and I'm not getting anything but these little. I don't even remember the story at this point.
There's a lot of Marvel guys in Zodiac.
There is, yeah. Craig Smeaton, you have deep cuts number 4 and then number 5.
Okay. I think since we've named other Zodiacs or potential Zodiacs, I don't know if he actually was named as one, but Charles Fleischer, the voice of Roger Rabbit, was the guy who was like the creepy guy. And when he went, let's go down to the basement, that guy.
The movie that he wants to show him.
It's a movie. Yeah.
Charles Fleischer, famously the voice of Howard Roger Rabbit. Sorry, I was going to say
Howard the Duck. Easy.
12 points for Charles Fleischer.
Settle down. Okay. 12
Boy, you're really phoning it in now, Craig. It's all 20 pointers.
I wish I could remember the name of. Gosh, damn it! I think he'd be worth a lot. Okay, I'm going to go back to Zodiac, and I'm going to say the guy. I think his first name is Zach. He played in Fight Club. He was the boss who blackmails to be. He's a David Fincher favorite, I think. So
he's a police officer. His name is Zach Grenier.
Oh yeah, he's a good actor.
He's also in Alex. You would remember him in Devs.
Isn't he also in Twister? He's Carrie.
Yeah, he gets killed.
He's the guy. He might have an accent or something, and he gets he gets
impaled with the radio tower from someone's house.
Yeah, he's in Devs, the series, as Nick Offerman's kind of right-hand man that goes out and kills people for him. Zach Grenier for 14 points.
Okay, I'll take that.
I'll take that.
I'll take that enormous point guess.
Yeah.
That's good, Craig.
He's at the point now where every person he's said, other than Charles Fleischer, and saying come on down, I'll show you the movie. I got the print downstairs. I can't think of anything the other 4 people he said do or say in the movie. None of them have a line that it's they've got a really great line.
Because I remember him more in Fight Club than I do.
He's great in Fight Club.
Oh yes, yeah. So it's a very solid cut, Darren.
Sorry.
How many?
I want you have 2 more to go. I'm trying to see okay.
He looks so dismayed.
I got to tell you this.
Oh my God.
Mark Ruffalo has a partner. I'll tell you that. A fairly famous cop partner. And then there's 8 other cops that are all pretty famous actors as well. But I don't want to.
And partner was in he was in a famous medical drama.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't Chicago Hope or Grey's Anatomy.
Was it St. Elsewhere?
No.
Howie Mandel?
It wasn't Trapper John. It wasn't
God.
It was Medical Center with
Emergency.
Chad
Was it
Everett.
Emergency?
It was it was ER before ER. The one that also had Jason Alexander in it, and
there was ER. The one I'm thinking of is ER.
There was a TV show called ER.
Oh yeah.
With Jason Alexander, and I think George Clooney was in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it only lasted like 12 episodes from like.
If it was before ER, was it called DQ? You're welcome.
Boy.
And yes, I did it for like run through the alphabet, write the first one down. Run through the alphabet, write the next one.
You worked so hard. You worked as hard
you have
as
no
I am
idea,
looking
Darren.
for
Like
his
almost like
name.
burnt out my brain.
Unfortunately, all of this I don't think has done any good for Darren.
No, is there another Arquette in any of these movies?
No, usually if there's one, there's two. As when we did Scream like 2 last week. There's usually David gets like one of his brothers or sisters in it kind of thing. But no, there's only one Arquette in any of these movies.
Yeah, wasn't it your quote? When there's one Arquette, there's two. Is that what he said?
yeah.
I can sort of picture. Okay, I'm going way out there, but I can sort of picture that like chubby, not even that chubby, but the. He's a comedian, and I've seen him in a couple of other things.
What are we talking Zodiac right now?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was Zodiac. Because now I'm confused by the Jake Gyllenhaal thing. If it was in Zodiac or in Source Code,
I don't think it was Source Code.
They're both movies that we're playing with, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
okay. So you think there's a chubby comedian?
Yes.
Potentially
how many points?
One or two of these movies.
Oh God, I can't. I have to take a loss. So what I'm gonna say is I'm going to. God, I just need a name.
Can you do the other?
Is there a Hemsworth in it because of the whole Marvel connection? Is there a Hemsworth somewhere?
No, there's no Hemsworth, unfortunately, Darren.
Damn it!
No.
Damn it!
Hemsworth. They would have been a little young, I think, to be in Zodiac. Right?
All
like,
right.
not that they couldn't have been,
like
but
their parents got murdered or something.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, they could have been. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say Charles Bronson, and then just take the 0 because I got nothing, and you pick the movie that I'm wrong in.
All of them, Darren. You're wrong in all of them. You're wrong. Yeah.
Damn it! I was sure he was a cop in Zodiac. That's what I'm gonna say.
Was he not probably dead by then?
A victim of the Zodiac by chance?
By 2007, he probably was already deceased. Craig Smeat, Alex, we're going down. You have your final 2 deep cuts.
Not that it matters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, again, it doesn't really matter. So I've got 2. One person I know is in it for sure, and maybe is in Source Code also, but I'll save her for the end because I'm gonna just say, is Shane Black in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang to see a cameo?
No, he does not.
Oh no, the points I needed to win with.
You got so quick to a 0. I should take that as a note. Just get to the 0 quickly.
Yeah, man, it doesn't be a long walk.
All right, so can I don't want to guess what your last deep cut is, but I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, it's your fave, Michelle Monaghan.
Michelle Monaghan. Yes, she is the love interest in both Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Source Code. So that gets you 6 points, Alex.
Ooh.
3 points for each movie because she's
That's
like
a whole half dozen.
Yep.
Not
Michelle Monaghan.
It's not good. Craig's sitting over here on 70 plus points.
Darren, I know you don't have anything in the tank, but you are.
But wait, you said ER.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I only know of George Clooney and Anthony Edwards in ER. So I've already said George Clooney and it was nothing. Is it Anthony Edwards?
It's Anthony Edwards.
Yes!
Right. Anthony Edwards as the other cop.
45 points.
Amazingly, it's worth 5, Darren. But it's solid. It's a solid cut. Anthony Edwards. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had forgot it. It was only when I started thinking about it that I went, oh yeah, he's in that movie. I was going through it. Yeah.
I actually don't remember him in the movie, but when we were having kids, my wife and I, when she was pregnant, we would sit and watch ER. And so that was the only reason why.
I mean, he's kind of like the nice cop. Like he's Ruffalo's partner who like leaves homicide because it's just too much stress. I think he goes to like, some lesser tier of crime to investigate.
Is that the same Anthony Edwards from Top Gun?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right.
And Gotcha, right, Craig?
Love Gotcha. Linda Fiorentino.
Yep, the paintball movie that we talked about. Like
you've talked about this.
Sorry.
He
I
said
have it on
disappointed.
DVD if you want to borrow it.
Do you really? I
Yeah,
might.
Yeah, sure.
Craig, you have your final deep cut. I don't think you can break any records. Unfortunately, there's not enough crossovers to get you the points this week, but it's still going to be a very, very good score.
Okay. I think I'm going to go because there's some names I know that I think will be impressive, but there's some people I know other movies, so I think might get me more points. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to go with, I think the actor's name is Bob, but I can't. But I'm going to say what name he's in. So this is Zodiac, and he's a kind of a funny looking guy. He's in Lady Bird. He's one of the priests in Lady Bird who has to take over the play. But he's the football coach, so he does the direction by saying, by doing the board. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And then he's also in Our Idiot Brother. Do you see Our Idiot Brother?
That movie's pretty good. The Paul Rudd one.
When he's the cop who convinces Paul Rudd to sell him weed, but he's like a uniformed officer.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going at Lady something. We're looking at Lady Bird first, and you think his name is fucking holy shit. Craig, I'm surprised.
Is it Bob?
It's Bob Stevenson, and I'm surprised you could have just said Fight Club as well, as he
is he in Fight Club?
In Fight Club, he's not one of the Fight Club guys.
There you go.
But he's an airport attendant when Ed Norton's character comes back the first time, and his luggage is gone.
Okay,
and I don't remember the guy's part. Like, they held on to it because it it was vibrating. And he's like a bomb. And he's like, no, usually it's just like a vibrator or something like that. Okay. Alex, you would know him from Ultrasound, that movie we both liked. Yeah. He is the guy that creates the thing that can help hypnotize people.
Sure. Well, he's very funny. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's good.
Bob Stevenson?
Stevenson. So he was worth 20 points because... Alex's face just like so unamused. I did have him down only because I knew who he was, but I just figured who's going to know who this guy is. Okay, we'll come back and look at the points.
Craig's meeting. We'll know. You should know this by now.
No, that was your final. That was your sixth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got Gift Bag Girl, Harrison Young, Richmond Arquette, Charles Fleischer, Zach Grenier, and Bob Stevenson.
Mike's like, I had so many more, and Darren's
I think I could have got all. I think I could have got all 20s if I would have.
If you had to,
that I could think about. Yeah.
Okay, so who did we miss here? Chloe Sevigny plays Jake Gyllenhaal's wife.
Yeah.
John Terry, Craig from Full Metal Jacket. Him and his wife. I believe it's the scene. Him and Candy Clark from American Graffiti are the ones that solved the cipher from the Zodiac that's in the paper. Other cops in this film: Elias Koteas, Dermot Mulrooney, Donald Logue. Yep. Alex, June Diane Raphael plays Mark Ruffalo's wife. And here's going all the way back to last week when our friend Nick confused cabin fever with urban legend and started talking about Boy Meets World. The actor Lee Norris was like the little kid on Boy Meets World. He was kind of like the nerdy kid. He is one of the first victims of the Zodiac that lives and then grows up to be Jimmy Simpson.
Oh, wow. Jimmy Simpson. I had him on how much was Jimmy Simpson worth?
12 points for Jimmy Simpson.
Okay.
So I Philip Baker Hall, Charles Schneider, who's in Beetlejuice as the guy that is flattened and goes through like the wall kind of thing in the afterlife office. Adam Goldberg is another cop. James LaGrosse from Phantasm 2, Alex. Clea Duvall and Ione Skye is an uncredited woman.
Skye, that's right.
Yeah, she pulls over. She's got the baby in the back seat, and the killer kind of like runs her off the road. But for some reason, she's uncredited. I don't know.
But does she survive? Right?
She survives, and it's like she has lines and parts in the movie, but
she's
for some reason,
role in that movie.
Yeah, I don't know why she's uncredited.
And how much was Clea Duvall? I forgot about Ione.
Clea Duvall is 14 for Clea Duvall.
Oh yeah, could have been good. I could have got better than it.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Val Kilmer.
You did great. I don't want to like bury the lead here, but I'm confident you won.
I like to get a record, you know.
Val Kilmer, no one said obviously for 2 points. Corbin Burnson is also in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Actor Dash Mahook from.
Stop making up names.
No,
Corbin.
what's What's he from? He's from the Liev Schreiber series, Ray Donovan. He's his brother.
He's the brother. He's the younger brother.
Yeah. Shannon Sossaman. I think we talked to her about her a week or two ago.
From A Knight's Tale in 40 Days, 40 Nights.
Yep, she's in it. Lawrence Fishburne is an uncredited in like a TV commercial. And then I think Richard Grieco plays himself as an actor that they're trying to get in the movie. Source code, not a lot of people. You got your Gyllenhaal, your Monahan. No one. Did anyone say Vera Farmiga? Nobody said Vera Farmiga, right? Jeffrey Wright is in it, which I totally forgot that he is in it. But my favorite one, because when you think about it, what is source code, Darren? Craig, this will be more for you because Alex never watched the TV show. But what is source code? If you had to say it's a TV show that was from like the 80s and 90s, it's Quantum Leap.
I know Quantum Leap. Is Scott Bakula in
Scott Bakula plays the voice of Jake Gyllenhaal's dad. And his name is Donald, as in Donald P. Belisario, the creator of Quantum Leap. So that would have been a nice little cut.
My favorite thing that's fantastic. What a fun little
I love that Darren's like, I had Scott Bakula, but I didn't bother saying
I didn't have the guts. I didn't have the guts to go Bakula. My favorite thing about this episode is it's a shame that you're not on camera for this, because every time I guessed, you just went, yeah, sure, 1 point. Every time Alex guessed, you were like, yeah, that's a good guess, Alex. And every time Craig guessed, your monitor lit up and you had to start searching.
I had to like,
yeah. The person was.
It'd be like, hold on a second.
That was amazing.
But Darren, it's for the best that we're not on camera, because for so much of Jeff reading the first cast list, your expression was just, these fucking nerds. What am I doing here?
Which is what most people say when they listen to the show, I think.
What are these fucking nerds doing?
That is true.
What am I doing
here? I think we've got a new title for the episode.
I don't have room for show start times. Never mind names of actors that carried bags. Like, I just can't. I don't have space for it. So I'm impressed. And yeah, it's actually just as good to play for 14 or 18 points or whatever as it is to listen at home. It's really nice.
Yeah. Now you don't have to listen to the show when it comes out.
Yeah, you honestly just saved yourself 45 minutes.
Yes.
Darren, you had 15 points at the half. You picked up 8 points in the second half to finish with 23. It's not terrible.
We've had worse. We've genuinely had worse.
Yep.
But you didn't reach for respectable, which is
we've had
telling.
Worse.
Did we recap Kiss Bang Bang, by the way?
We did. There's not a lot in Kiss Bang Bang.
Right.
It's Corbin Burnson and
good
Richard
one.
Greco and Nancy Fish.
Craig. You said that's right. Yeah.
Does Nancy Fish ring a bell? If anyone rings a bell, she's like this weird nurse. I think she's in The Exorcist 3.
I think I remember the one name that I wanted to do now. So I did.
Okay.
Because when Alex said Ariel Winters as the flashback of young Robert Downey Jr., I believe is his son, and is his name Indigo?
You see the screen changing color again?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
This is
no, because I didn't want to say his name because I didn't know what else he was in. So, but I knew it was something like that.
Indigo. God.
There's something like that down.
Because what is his name is Harry Lockhart, so it's Indio Faulkner Downey. I skipped over him because I just saw the name.
That's close enough that you'd have got.
You might have given me that. Yeah.
He's only in 2 things. So
and what's
kind
the
other thing?
He would have been worth like probably the same 14, whatever. Okay.
Dude, he would have been 20 points. He's not Ariel Winter. Yeah, he is just
that's
some.
True. Oh, well,
his only other thing is
should have done it.
He does music.
Could have maybe broke my score, but okay.
Yeah, no.
Sorry to interrupt.
Just music.
You must
Alex,
be so disappointed, Craig.
I am.
We're all disappointed.
Yeah, what terrible showing from Craig on this one.
You had 34 points at the half. You picked up 12 points because you had the big swing and the miss on the Shane Black. That let me double check that he's not.
Yeah, that'll close the gap.
I don't see him anywhere. No, so 12 points in the second half brings you to 46, doubling Darren's 23. Craig, you had 58 points at the half, and you picked up 46 points in the second half.
Jesus Christ. You picked up my entire score in the second
26,
half.
46. So that's 104. 104. Now let me go look at...
That might be...
Let me look at the leaderboards.
Did Fred crack 100?
I think he did, and I think I've cracked 100 once.
Craig, your previous high was 102.
Okay, there you go.
Fred's previous high was 103. So Craig did it.
Craig.
And Craig, you did it without that Guardians of the Galaxy Fifth Element 40-point double deep cut that Fearless Fred got to get to 103.
Oh, nice.
You
so
did
yeah,
this,
no double deep cuts, eh?
no double deep cuts, and yeah, you just did it with straight up. You had 3 20s, an 18, a 14, and a 12. Also,
but in fairness, very little straight up in that, like very little straight up.
Yeah. And to be fair, it's not like Darren and I put up a good game. No offense. We didn't steal any of the big heavy hitters from Craig.
I stole a couple double pointers.
No, you stole Larry Miller. I would have.
Yeah, I think you would have been
Miller
disappointed
put
though.
you lower.
Winter.
Yeah, no, you did better. Yeah.
No, but I would have done it if you wouldn't. So yeah, okay.
So Alex, you actually helped Craig get this high score by
Right.
taking those lesser points, Larry Miller and Ariel Winter, off the board, forcing him to stick with the more obscure, random, or minor actors.
You know, Jeff, if you were trying to figure out how to make someone second feel worse, you nailed it.
Well done, Craig. So it's your choice as the winner. You get to decide who you think would be a good guest for a future episode of Deep Cuts the Game. And
I was thinking.
I'll preface this again that no one's ever said yes, Craig. So
how about
you can go small, very, very small.
Well, I'm going to say, even though I think I might butcher her name, Karina Longworth from You Must Remember This, partner of Ryan Johnson.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, there would be nothing more than I would love to have on like one of the most successful podcasters in the world to come onto my podcast and go.
Well, is that maybe do podcasters, are they less likely to come on another podcast?
I think people who have anything going on in their lives are less likely to come on podcasts.
Okay, so maybe somebody else.
No, that's okay. Listen, I don't mind reaching out. We all really enjoy her podcast. So, and hey, maybe she feels like doing some nobody a solid, which is essentially how I'm going to try to sell it to Paul Scheer, Alex's pick from last week.
Mm-hmm.
That hey, Paul Scheer, whose wife June Diane Raphael was in Zodiac. So yeah,
I don't want to be that guy, Jeff, but I know that Sandra will write it. I'm pretty sure her last name's pronounced Raphael. If we're gonna reach out to him, we should at least get his spouse.
Darren Oliver.
Yeah.
What's going on
with
you?
you? Still here, guys.
Decomposing in the background like a Halloween pumpkin.
Really loving all the names I've never heard of before. Really fantastic. Thanks, Craig.
Darren, what's going on in your world, or maybe in your wife's world? Because maybe she's got something important to talk about.
We've got work going on. I'm working on a Vince Carter piece because his jersey is being retired, and so it should be a lovely emotional piece sometime around November 3rd or 5th. I can't remember when it airs, but anyways, that's coming out. And yeah, my wife's been working away on voice directing, and she's doing awesome. And yeah, so we're good.
Cool. Well, we're happy to have you back. And I hope you don't feel too bad about yourself, I guess.
Until you asked that,
next time, pretty good. Next time, be third time's the charm. You watch. Next time, you'll win it.
I will ask you, you're like, what? Yeah, what have you watched this weekend, Darren? I'll just do those movies.
It's 3 things that are like out theatrically.
Nobody can see the screen, so just put names up for me to read out loud.
That's true.
And if I get them close, I should get the points.
Yeah.
Also, Darren, I assume you're scoring the entire Vince Carter piece to Bette Midler's The Rose. Is that right?
No.
Wow, that seems like a mistake.
I can't do that. It's going to be some of the most delicious stock music you've ever
heard. Craig Smeaton, thank you for playing and being a big winner, a record-breaking winner. What's going on in your world?
And that's how we do it. Something kind of going on. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm part of a board at charity called the Out of the Cold Foundation that takes care of Out of the Cold. There's a lot of people in Toronto know about that. It's a homeless shelter, provides so we support like about 16 locations, churches and synagogues across Toronto that provide shelter for the unhoused and food insecure in Toronto during the winter months. One of them has opened one location is open all year, but I'm on the board that squeezes money for them, and we just had a nice award that we just finally gave out for some of our exceptional youth, some teen volunteers. So we just gave that out. That's called the Pat Dunn Student Leadership Award, which is named after one of the students who founded the first Out of the Cold, which is where I went to high school, St. Mike's. We high school students in the last year said, let's do something about that, and
Nice.
started the first soup kitchen called Out of the Cold, and then it became this thing that that was 37 years ago. And so we named the award after him because he unfortunately died in 1993, not to bring the podcast down, but in a tragic cycling accident. So we've been trying to get this award out in his honor because he was really one of the two guys who kind of started the whole thing. And so anyways, so that's that. So we did that, and visit outofthecold.org, outofthecold.org, and you can look into donating.
Nice. And you doing all that, and I have this stupid podcast.
Oh, no, it's just something that we do with many people.
That really does take the edge off the ass kicking today, Craig.
Oh, sorry, and I didn't even prepare. I just kind of thought, I might as well bring this up because it's November, might not get on again. So because it's end of
Darren, are you just like, well, at least I lost to a really good person?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
no,
exactly.
It would have been a tougher pill to swallow if Craig was like, well, I killed a dog today, and yeah.
Could you guys help me bury a dead body? Well, because
No, that's great. I will when I post this, I will add a link to that as well. Thanks, Craig.
Great.
Alex Young, Halloween is over, so what are you going to do now?
Well, I gotta follow Craig now. This nice charity work, and I'm like, I like video games. Like, I got nothing. But my usual, support your local rep cinema, and be sure to buy all your movies, music, and games physically, because otherwise you don't actually own it. But that's it. That's all I got. I cede my time back to Craig if he wants to plug it again. He can.
It's fine, I'm sure. But I do tend to speak fast, so I will. I'll say it's outofthecold.org. And you can learn about us and the good work that the people do. We don't do much, but the people who run the shelters are amazing. And so good stuff.
Alex, have you sent me my outro yet?
Here it comes. And the direction beforehand. So Jeff, as you requested.
No.
As you sent me a text, you're like, oh, baby. I really want it to be Batman. Let me do my Batman voice. I've been working on it for years. Most of this didn't happen.
Okay.
But you did ask if it was.
I did ask if it was going to, because it was going to be.
It was going to be Batman, and it initially wasn't. And I'm like, you know what? I'm so mean to Jeff. The least I could do for him
is make him do another stupid voice.
You can do just your best Will Arnett kind of Lego Batman, whatever, or you could do like a Pete Holmes, like somewhat funnier Batman, or just be aggressive.
Let me see. I'm not going to think about it too much because if I over try, it just won't work. So it's just better.
Comes out as like a random Cockney accent, like inexplicably, or like Australian.
As the sun rises upon Gotham City, the light of justice, a beacon of hope in the darkness, we end this game for today. Darren and Craig, 2 more villains locked away in Arkham. Something I probably could have managed on my own, but it was easier thanks to my sidekick, Alex Young. For now, the cowl is doffed and the cape retired. Until the next threat emerges, remember, vigilance is eternal, so smash that subscribe button like the Joker's face. Until then, good night. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.
Well done.